Hola chicos!
¿Cómo están?
As you can see, we are now here in the car and we are going now to the center and we're gonna take you with us to show our city. It's very windy outside and a little bit of sun, and we hope that our microphone's gonna survive this
we
wind.
will see, because it is our first video actually that we're doing outside. And yeah, but the day is like this, is very windy. The good thing is that it's very sunny. This is the cool thing.
But even with this weather, we were in the mood to do this today, like to go outside and to make a vlog in the center.
Yeah.
And actually, I am curious how the people's gonna react when we are walking through the city with the camera everywhere. You have to know it's very new for us.
Yeah, it's very new, and I'm also thinking how I'm gonna react when the people is looking at you, because the Germans are like this. I have noticed that they don't care. Like, they look at you and they don't care that when they notice that you notice them looking at you.
She doesn't like when somebody's staring
No,
at her.
because this is weird.
So let's go. So we are driving now here through our neighborhood. We are not that far from the city, but it depends of the traffic. Sometimes it can take pretty long. You noticed that once,
To
right?
go to the center,
No.
it can take a little bit, but I still feel that everything is very close.
Often we like to go by foot to the center, and we wanted to do it like this, but with this weather it's not that comfortable.
No, it's more comfortable, like you said, when you're in the car, very warm.
So you can show here, we have here in Germany a lot of international supermarkets, and this is a Polish one.
Yeah, this is a
LOCO. I don't know what if this has something meaning in the Polish language, but if you know, write it in the comments.
If there's a Polish
If there is a Polish person who's watching this now. So you have been there?
Yes.
How is the supermarket there?
It's I was expecting less actually, because I just thought that they were going to have very little products, because it's a Polish store, you know. Okay, I want to show you this. This is a very pretty park from Augsburg, and I'm always saying it. I love when we're
Actually, she's really saying it every time. There is the police driving in front of us.
Yes.
There's a German police. We have to be careful how we are driving.
So
They're
you
very
can
strict
say-
here.
Tell them how you say this in German. Police.
Polizei.
Okay.
So baby, tell what you noticed the first when you saw the German streets here in especially in the city.
That is very well, like, with a lot of signs and everything. Like, you cannot get lost here when you're driving, and they have too much things. And the first thing that I told my husband is that it's very, for me, very confusing, because in Mexico we don't have too much stuff. You're just driving, and that's it. And here, I mean, it's better, but in the beginning it's a little bit complicated.
And I have to say that when I was in Mexico, that was very confusing for me, because like she is saying that there are too much signs, I will say that they are like how they should be, because sometimes I was in Mexico on a cross and I didn't know, okay, who has to drive now first, who has to wait. Sometimes it's this side, the next day is the other side, so it's always roundabout. And here you're never in this situation. You always know, okay, I have to do this, the other one has to do that.
Yeah.
And that was for me very difficult in Mexico. And for her, it was very weird when she arrived here. And we were also making some driving classes, and she got very confused, especially because of all the traffic signs, because it was too much at once for her.
Yeah. And I'm always saying that you always get used to what you have in your country.
Yeah, exactly.
Because another thing is that here you see a lot of signs that you don't see in Mexico. So you see them and you're like, what the fuck is that, you know?
So we have here a very beautiful sky. Actually, it's very pretty, but the problem is it's very windy.
Yeah.
But it's not that cold, right?
No, but it's very windy and that makes it colder. But I like it. I prefer this weather.
This is
As
this
soon as you have, as soon as you have sun, is much better.
the kind of weather which the Mexicans like, right?
Oh yeah.
Because
Sunny with fresh weather. This is the perfect weather for us.
when I was in Mexico, I heard that very often from my wife and her family that they're always waiting for this kind of weather, and you have it here in Germany very often.
Yeah,
So I think this is one of your favorite things in Germany.
yeah. The weather.
So this is the school where my wife started lately to teach.
Yeah.
It's kind of a school where you're helping like the kids or the students, like which has problems like with English or Spanish, and she's giving her classes.
Yeah, this is my first job here in Germany, and it's a very interesting experience because I was doing this with this teaching in Mexico, but now I'm teaching German people, you know, and this is very, very interesting. It's not the same when you are teaching your own people, but this is how you start, you know, in a new country. It's a challenge, but
It's a big challenge, yeah. And the good thing is, this school is near the main place here in the center. This is the Königsplatz. It's the, how you would say in English, King Avenue.
yeah, and this is like the center. This is where the trams are stopping for you to take the next tram when you have connection or something.
This is where every line is crossing. Every line of tram or bus is passing here.
Yeah, and also here it's very near the train station.
I don't know if you can hear it, but now it's getting very windy here. You can see it also on our hair, how it's going back.
Yeah, it's very
We're
windy.
walking to the wind now. And you have been spending a lot of time here on the Königsplatz because you're not driving the car yet here, so everywhere where you went until now, you're coming here to the Königsplatz.
This is the main place where I'm coming, and also because when I came here for the first time to Augsburg, I was in a German school that is here in the center, so I was always here with my classmates. When I had breaks and everything, I was here the whole time.
To show you how strong that the wind actually is, you can see this thing here. Can you go there to show to the people how big it is? And it fell down because of the wind. So we are now here in this street where you have a lot of different stores, like here with the clothes,
You can
for
find
example.
everything here.
On the other side here with some candies.
This is one of my favorite stores.
Which one?
Show them. This one,
This
and
one.
my husband hates coming here.
Yeah, because they're just stuff that you don't need.
But it's actually like this.
Oh.
Yeah, they have a lot of unnecessary stuff, but very pretty.
Now all those stuff
But you
that
find
that you
everything.
don't need, this is like some decoration stuff.
Yeah, they have mostly stuff for the house, but they are very pretty and they have like this vintage style. That's what makes this store interesting, and it's very pretty. I like it.
It's very interesting.
I love I love to come with my with my friend because she also loves this store. We're always coming here. But like you said, you're right. It's just unnecessary stuff.
This is
This kind of store where you come where you don't have like when you just want to get something and you don't even need it. This is the perfect store.
or this kind of store where you're going inside and not for buying anything, you just want to walk inside and see the things.
Yeah. So now we want to show you something very special for us.
We are coming now to a very special place because this is the place where we met. This is from the first
Yes.
video. We're gonna put it here in the info card. You can see it on the right side,
Yeah.
where you can see the video where we talk about that.
Yeah,
And this is this bookstore where we met. And here I saw Aymara the first time.
yeah.
And I wanted to show something to her, and then she went here inside, and there was this conversation that we had.
Yeah, you have to watch the first video so you can understand how everything happened, and yeah, so this is where we met.
So we are now here on the Rathausplatz. This is the, yeah, if I already again say.
In Spanish will be ayuntamiento. This is el
Yeah.
ayuntamiento of Augsburg, and it's looking very pretty. This is the building that you can see behind. It's very pretty. So I always say to my husband that I love this place because it reminds me to the first time I came here, because I was always passing here. The train was stopping here, like right in front of this ayuntamiento, and I had to walk. And you can show them like all this way. I had to go that way so I could go to my German classes.
And how you felt when you arrived here, because I mean it looks totally different than in Mexico, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
and the
I mean-
atmosphere, especially the atmosphere with the people.
yes, but remember that this time when I came to Augsburg, it was already my second time. So I was already kind of used to, because the first time I came to Germany, it was in a very little German, very German town. That actually we will make also a video there. I want to show you where I was staying on my very first time in Germany. So yeah, and here in Augsburg, it was not that like it was more modern for me, but you can still see like the German architecture and everything in this part. So I love it.
Aymara loves those dogs here.
This is a fun fact. This is a fun fact. Everywhere in Germany, you can find this kind of dogs. I mean, we also know them in Mexico, but you don't see them. And they have like with a lot of stuff.
But they are not just dogs, they're also frogs.
But it's so cute that the dogs, they have like every kind of stuff, like these. this, what is it? Birrete in Spanish.
How is it in Spanish?
Birrete.
Birrete.
Yeah.
Now we are going to a famous street here in Augsburg. There are a lot of bars and restaurants, and the people, they like to come here on a Saturday to make party or just to take a drink or whatever.
And at night, it's looking very pretty. I know that I have said a lot. It's like here is looking very pretty, here is looking very pretty, but here, this is the main place where it's.
For her, everything is pretty here because it looks so different.
Yeah.
So, mi amor, do you want to say something about this
See,
building?
this place is so important for us because we got married here. This is a hotel.
So you have to know we married during the during the lockdown.
Yeah.
During the
Yeah.
lockdown, and there were a lot of restrictions, and we got married, and that was the place where they moved from. How do you say it in English? Standesamt, or say it in Spanish.
Like civil, del civil.
Yeah, and it was closed, and better for us, we could marry here in this very pretty hotel.
Yeah.
It's prettier than in this civil.
Yeah.
Actually, on the end, it was something good. So, mi amor, tell the people what is this here.
This is Peaches. This is a bar where we had our first date.
Our
That
first
it was not
day,
a date, but it ended up like this, being like this. And again, if you haven't watched the first video, go and watch it because there we are explaining it.
we are telling the story how we had our first date, and it was somewhere here. Here
Yeah.
was a table. It
I
was
see
in
the
summer
hotel.
and a very nice weather
Yeah.
at the evening.
And it was a very pretty night we had here.
And there we made this. There is several foreign restaurants in Germany, but the most famous one, or better to say not restaurant, imbiss, is the Turkish one.
Yeah.
Because here in Germany there is a big Turkish minority. Yeah. And this is one of them, and it's called Döner Kebab.
Yeah.
And it's the most famous one, and actually we like it also a lot.
I love it. Like, this is perfect if you come and you don't like the German food. This is actually what I was doing the first time I came, and I was not used to the German food.
And what do you like the most? There is something which is very similar, like a Mexican food.
Yeah, it's looking like a burrito, and it's called duro.
Durum.
Yeah, and it's
She
very
calls it always burrito,
Burrito,
because it
burrito.
looks similar. It's
burrito turco.
in a tortilla,
Yeah.
like in a tortilla, with meat, salad, and a special sauce with a very delicious sauce. It's called tzatziki sauce,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very delicious.
Yeah.
Made with yogurt and garlic.
And this is very interesting because this Turkish thing, when you have the opportunity to come, or if you already saw it, you will see that is looking very similar to the trompo in Mexico. They have the meat like this, and they cut it the same way and everything, because it's the same, like, how do you say, of the same family, this kind of meat.
So that was for today, our first vlog here in the center of Augsburg, and
We hope you like it, and wait for another videos because we have a lot to show you, and there's gonna come a lot of videos like this one.
we're gonna make a lot of vlogs we were talking about here in Augsburg and some other German cities, and we will see maybe later also international video in some
Yes.
other countries.
Yeah.
But for now, first Germany.
Yeah.
So if you like this video, put a like.
Write us comments if you like it, or if you want like to tell us something about what we said, if you found something interesting about everything what we said, leave us in the comments.
And if you don't want to miss more videos, hit the subscribe button and see you in the next video.
Adios.
Bye.
Los quiero.